Well, I guess I would say this first, that in the Austrian economic school, they say all action is an expression of value. So everyone has an internalized set of priorities or values. Whatever you're doing in that moment is an expression of your highest value or
Yeah.
priority. So maybe another way to say that is whatever you're doing, you think it's good, right? It could be pure evil, even if it's Hitler, but in whatever twisted version of his reality, he thought that was the good thing to do.
Yes.
Um,
And let's remember, and again, please hear me, I'm not justifying Hitler,
mm,
but there were things he was responding to that were real issues in Germany and the Weimar Republic. I don't agree with his response. I don't agree with his solutions, let alone with his final solutions
right.
that are disgusting. But he came to power for, and I use this word correctly, for a reason, right? And we have to understand that. And that's again the presence of the good, even within very significant depravity of evil.
I would add that he came to power in the ashes of the Weimar hyperinflation. So
Yes,
there
yes,
again, if the printing of
yeah,
money is related to the collapse of your,
yes,
sphere of spatiotemporal
yes.
concern,
Excellent,
everyone's went
excellent.
to zero, and then we
Yeah,
get this guy.
yeah.
Um, the other thing I just wanted to mention, because it came up to me as you were saying that, was again in that book Theophany, which probably have to talk to you about that at some point too. It's so good, but he draws this
Yeah.
connection. He draws this connection, I think, between. I might be getting over my skis here, but sort of identifying God as the force that gives structural integrity to hierarchies, or perhaps
Yeah,
reality itself.
yeah. It's the one that is behind. So to be something is to be one, which is different from just an aggregate of things. And to know something is to know what ones it, what integrates it, what organizes it together. And of course, if I have two things I know, if I know what binds them together, I get a deeper knowledge. And the idea
Right.
is what this leads you to is, well, there's an ultimate sort of oneing that is identical, by the way, to the oneing of the through line of the good. This is the main claim of Neoplatonism. And of course, Pearl is talking about Christian Neoplatonism is in the book on Theophany. So exactly that is an understanding of God. I think it's ultimately a non-theistic understanding of God, but I think it's an understanding of God that first of all has I think a really good legacy and provenance, and I think it recommends itself as a consideration of God, if what we mean by God is the sort of sacred depths of reality that we should consider again. And Pearl is doing an excellent work. And I'm glad you're reading those two books together because they really sing to each other, right?
Oh yeah,
The Platonic and the Neoplatonic really sing together really, really beautifully.
they do, and the writing styles contrast so nicely. I think
Yes,
Schindler's elaborates much more, whereas
yes,
Pearl is like crystallized
yes,
philosophy
yes,
or something. It's really
yes,
beautiful.
yes, yes.
Um, so yeah, I was just connecting those things because again, if there's that force that holds the hierarchy, that integrates the hierarchy, that's again back to this kind of relational thing, and it seems like maybe that to put God at the top of the hierarchy, so to speak, is the process of binding hierarchies at the top of the hierarchy. So it's again not no particular frame is at the top of the hierarchy. It's the process of framing or transframing.
Yeah,
Um,
again the process of living out and participating in the promise of intelligibility, and
right,
that intelligibility will, as we deepen our intelligibility, we will find ourselves in contact with the depths of reality.
right,
And
right.
then and then the idea about God is this, right? Oh, well, talking about God, but well, at least uh, within Pearl's explanation of what Dionysus is the Dionysus the Areopagite, um, is the source of intelligibility, the good, is not itself intelligible, right? Just like the through line is not any particular aspect or perspective or relation, but
Right.
the no thingness no thingness that binds them together. And so as the ground source, whatever, I don't know what the words are failing me here, of intelligibility and being, right? The good, the one, is not itself intelligible. This is what Plato means in the Republic when he says the good is beyond being, because it is the source of intelligibility, being, logos and being, logos and ontos, and the wedding of logos and ontos. It is not expressible or right or identifiable with logos or ontos, or the wedding of logos and ontos, because it is that from which and to which they are always in debt, I guess is the word, the way I want
Right. Right.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's a whole nother can of worms, but we should mention here probably that this is a non-theistic definition of God. Like there's a very well-reasoned philosophical sequence that gets to their definition of God. It's not like they just, hey, there's a guy in the sky out here. It's
no,
which really resonated with me, by the way, to just see that it was a union for, in a way, of philosophy and religion that was really interesting.
Yeah.
And,
Yes. It very powerfully so. And right, the notion of the good or the one, and Neoplatonism is that they're the same in some sense. I think it's very clearly non-theistic in Plato and in the pagan Neoplatonists. So whether or not it becomes theistic, I still think it's non-theistic in people like Dionysius and Maximus, but other people claim that's what classical theism is, and it's very different from what's now modern common theism. And I I'm trying to sort that out, but we don't need to get enmeshed in that.
Yeah.
But remember what I said about you can actually practice dialectic into dialogos. And what happens when people sense the logos and that they're following the logos and it's something beyond any one of them individually, they start, independent of their backgrounds, they start to talk about it in religious terms.
Right.